With us heading into the later part of this year, we only have 2 months left until 2024. There are still a ton of huge games arriving onto Xbox for the remainder of this year, and November is certainly looking stacked with some great game releases. Today, we will be looking at the top 10 new Xbox Series X and S games arriving in November. Remember, if you want to keep up to date with everything Xbox, subscribe below as we upload videos every single week. Now, let's dive right in. Dropping first onto Xbox on November 2nd, we are finally seeing the release of Robocop Rogue City. This game was originally due out in June, however, after a short delay, we are finally seeing the release of a decent looking Robocop game. This one is looking pretty good for a movie tie-in, especially coming off the back of the devs team's recent Terminator title. Terminator Resistance has gathered a bit of a cult following since its 2019 launch, and we're expecting Robocop Rogue City to deliver similar results, especially as the initial previews and influencer hands-on look absolutely fantastic. This game looks to be paying homage to the films with an accurate depiction of Robocop and the way that he goes in and annihilates his enemies. Again, this launches on Xbox Series consoles on November 2nd. Joining Robocop on the same day, we have the release of the Talos Principle 2. The Talos Principle 2 effectively builds off the well-known puzzles that returning players will be used to, whilst giving more options to those new to the problem-solving title. The first-person adventure game sees you playing as a robotic AI traveling to mysterious islands and temples to discover new ways to help its civilization prosper. You will face stunning environments and complex puzzles across your journey, and it looks to improve on the first game by a country mile. There are also new features such as portals and teleporters, which can be used in a variety of ways to solve each puzzle you encounter. This looks like a fantastic sequel to an already well-known and loved game, and I cannot wait for when it arrives on the new generation of Xbox consoles. A final game also arriving onto Xbox consoles on the same day, and also day one onto Xbox Game Pass, is the great-looking indie title known as Thirsty Suitors. This is a stylish, story-driven adventure that unfolds through turn-based battles, skateboarding, and cooking. As if there wasn't enough packed into a game, Thirsty Suitors is also a stylish celebration of South Asian culture that takes great inspiration from the developers' lived experiences. From what we have seen so far, the gameplay sections look to have depth to them, with the combat featuring upgrades, special abilities, and even a mood system that lets you strike your foes' vulnerabilities. Skating also has a ton of tricks, combos, and challenges to complete, and cooking will see Jala repairing her relationship with her mum. It looks like this could be a very big indie gem of this year, so keep your eye out for when it launches. Now, the next game is one that I'm very interested in playing myself, and that is WRC, but this time the license has been taken over by Codemasters. Codemasters are known for making some of the best racing games in the industry, and the new rendition of WRC is now being developed on Unreal Engine 5 and features the longest track in franchise history. There are a ton of huge improvements coming along this year across areas like location authenticity, an upgraded dynamic handling system, and brand new stage design tech. Here at Xbox Nation, we're very intrigued to see how EA's first WRC offering shapes up since it's acquired the license from Nacon and KT Racing, and we do not have to wait very long for those results. EA Sports WRC hits Xbox Series X and S on November 3rd. One game I know that many sports fans are looking forward to is arriving onto Xbox Series consoles and Game Pass day one, and that is Football Manager 2024. This marks the final version of Football Manager before the series undergoes one of the biggest revamps in its history for Football Manager 25, and Sports Interactive is calling Football Manager 24 the most complete version they've ever produced. There are a lot of new features coming to the game, but one we do know about already is the ability to transfer your save game from Football Manager 23, and this is something that fans have been heavily requesting for years. Further additions include a refresh of set pieces and smarter transfers and finances, and it all shaping up to be a great final version for the fans, and it launches on the 6th of November. I know that fans are waiting for this next entry, and it also comes to Game Pass day one on launch, and that is none other than Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. The game officially launches for Xbox One and Xbox Series consoles and comes to Game Pass day one on November 9th. This new entry is set to be a smaller experience when compared to the mainline games, but will introduce new fighting styles and give some players more context for future games as far as Kiryu is concerned. Yakuza games have always been known for great storytelling and and providing gamers with satisfying and rewarding combat, and this entry looks to give fans all that they want. If you're a fan of Yakuza, this will tie up the story between specific events of previous games, but it's certainly worth trying if you've never tried these franchises before. Now, quite easily, the biggest game releasing this month and possibly even this year is the newest Call of Duty entry, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is the next entry of the popular rebooted franchise, and this will hit us all with a lot of nostalgia as the original Modern Warfare 2 maps from 2009 are being remastered for multiplayer. The campaign is going to be what you come to expect with a Call of Duty game, but this time the big emphasis is following the story of Makarov, and it certainly looks darker than the previous entries. With a new open world style formula to the main campaign missions, this could be a big shake-up that many players want when playing this game moving forward. Call of Duty is also known for its massive multiplayer suite, and this year players will be able to finally bring over weapon skins and cosmetics from Modern Warfare 2, which is a great decision by Activision. If you can't wait to dive into high rise and quick scope across the map like the good old days, then you don't have to wait long as it launches onto Xbox on November 10th. One game that I know that many JRPG fans are looking forward to is a brand new genre for this franchise, and that game is Persona 5 Tactica. This time the Phantom Thieves will return in this tactical spin-off of Persona 5, and you will get to assemble a beloved team of heroes in a new story in this thrilling combat adventure set in its iconic universe. There are definitely some exciting additions and innovations even veterans of SRPGs might be interested in. Baton passes are making the jump just as they are in the upcoming Persona 3 Reloaded, although they do work slightly different here, and triple threats meanwhile are Tactica's all-out attack and look really cool in action. The gameplay looks incredibly smooth and well polished as we expect from any Atlas title out there, and it comes to Xbox consoles and Xbox Game Pass day one on November 17th. Joining Persona 5 Tactica on the same day is one game that I'm really looking forward to, especially as a fan of the universe for many years. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin is a real-time strategy game from Frontier set in the iconic Warhammer universe. Players will become a warlord and lead 4 unique factions to conquer the world and savage the realms of Gur in intense and tactical battles. I managed to get my hands on the closed beta back a few months ago shortly after the E3 period, and the game really surprised me with the awesome visuals and the amount of depth, especially for an RTS game. I know myself and many have been clamoring for some great RTS games on console, and this year is certainly bringing the goods. You will get to experience a lengthy campaign, a solid multiplayer suite, and even get to create your own battlegrounds. It looks great and I cannot wait for launch, and it comes out on November 17th for Xbox Series consoles. If you're a fan of co-op-focused adventures, then this next game might be one you need to keep your eye on towards the end of November. Gangs of Sherwood is a cooperative action-adventure game for 1 to 4 players with fast-paced gameplay and high replay value, and a reimagined world based on the legend of Robin Hood. The story is incredibly interesting as the Sheriff and Nottingham's armies have built up an untold power and are oppressing the people of England more than ever by exploiting the powers of the Philosopher's Stone. This is set in a unique science fantasy version of the Robin Hood legend, with the game featuring explosive combat, spectacular combos, and co-op gameplay for fans of epic battles and challenges. It looks like a fantastic title, but only time will tell when it launches on the 30th of November for Xbox Series consoles. Now, a couple of honorable mentions also coming this month and worth keeping an eye on are Dungeons 4. In this game, you will be building your very own dungeon, and you'll need to look after the needs of the creatures within the dungeon, as well as unleashing them on the surrounding lands to remind your subjects that you're the absolutely evil boss. Then we have Teardown, and this game looks like a fair old mashup of different titles and genres. The art style has shades of Minecraft, with the gameplay almost looking like GTA Creative Mode, and looking at all the footage out there, it looks fantastic. It has thousands of overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and it comes to Xbox consoles on November 15th. What game are you looking forward to playing this November? Are you picking up the latest Call of Duty, or are you looking forward to some of the new Game Pass games? Let me know in the comments below. Like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Xbox content every week. This is Fletcher from Xbox Nation, and I will see you all in the next video.